I'd like to welcome today our visitors. I'm glad to see y'all here today. And we need approval of the agenda.
Copy of the agenda is up on the wall for the public. Council has a copy. Are there any items to be added or deleted? Hearing none, all in favor of the agenda as presented signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Agenda is approved.
We have two vacancies on the IDB board, and I call them Councilman Watson.
Mayor, I'd like to make a recommendation to reappoint Sammy Weaver and Larry Waltrip back to the Industrial Development Board. It's a form of a motion.
I second that motion.
I have a motion by Councilman Watson, seconded by Councilman Poole to reappoint. Any discussion? Councilman Poole?
Yes.
Councilman Cotton?
Yes.
Councilman Littles?
Yes.
Councilman Watson?
Yes.
Councilman Barton?
Yes.
Motion passes. The two men are reappointed.
And I call on Judy Crane to give us an update on the Chamber of Commerce.
Good afternoon. The mayor did ask me to come and talk with you about some upcoming events that the Chamber has, but I'd like to go back to this past weekend and update you on the second annual Kick It at the Creek Concert Crawfish Boil. I think we had 1,200 pounds of crawfish, and we just about sold out. I think it's 470 flats of crawfish that was sold, plus a lot of pizza. So we had a really good turnout. I think stepping up the entertainment really helped us this year, and the weather was gorgeous. We couldn't ask for a better afternoon, so I want to thank the council and the city for their help in making it possible. So we were real pleased with the outcome. And our next event actually is this Saturday in conjunction with the city and the city of East Brewton, our Earth Day community-wide cleanup, and that's the little green form I just gave y'all. So you would have something to look at. It's this Saturday, and they're going to have the landfill open from 7 to 2, where you can go and get rid of some things that you normally would just hold on to. You can take any appliances or anything out there. Now, if you take electronics, you do have to pay a fee for that, and tires, because I think the city has to pay to get rid of those. But other than that, it shows on the back where you can take your batteries, you can take oil. They do ask that if you take tires out there, no rims on the tires, and East Brewton, their truck will not take tires. But this is this Saturday only, and like I said, it's just to give the chance of people to get rid of some things, and they ask that no businesses take their things out there, and just no household trash. So we have worked with Councilman Watson to set the date and to set this up. So this is something we do in conjunction with the city. So that's this Saturday. And we have a pretty busy month for May, but our graduation luncheon for our adult leadership class 17 and our youth leadership class 9 will be May the 7th at 11:30. And Mayor Lovelace has agreed to come and speak with them, and we'll have a luncheon and present them with their awards and their certificates that they completed their leadership. So it's been a really good year. We've had a great adult class, and I know they're working on a project that I think will be a good project for our community. And then our youth, our 7 juniors from T.R. Miller and our 7 juniors from W.S. Neal, it's been a really good class to work with. So we've been really pleased this year. And then we're gonna have our golf tournament. We do I think it's our 9th annual Chamber Golf Tournament on the 15th at the Country Club of Brewton. And it's just it's a small fundraiser for us. It's just really to get our chamber members out there to have a time to socialize and play golf and just have a fun afternoon. So if y'all can come out and join us, that would be great. And then we're going to do, excuse me, on May the 20th at David's Catfish, we're going to do coffee and the candidates. So we can let our local people that's running for office come in and have a chance to tell what they would do if they are elected. So that's going to be on the 20th, I believe, from 7:30 to 9, and David's Catfish is going to host it. So you'll be getting more information out on that in the next few days. So we got that coming up, and then of course we'll fast forward to June, which will be here before we know it, and we'll have, of course, the Blueberry Festival is the 21st, which is always the 3rd Saturday, and I just looked and it doesn't fall on Father's Day this year. It normally falls on Father's Day. But we are going to resurrect the Friday night street dance this year. We haven't had it lately, but the board discussed it, and we're going to bring it back. So we will have it. Still working out. We're thinking about having it downtown by the park, maybe behind the boardwalk. over there, that, somewhere over in that area, but we're still working all the details out. But that's in our plans to do, is to have the street dance back this year. So that gets us through June, of course, and anything else that might come up. But if y'all have any questions for me on anything that we've done or doing, I'll be glad to try and answer them.
I just have a comment. I was at the Kick It at the Creek, and you're right, the weather was gorgeous. The entertainment was great. I don't know how that singer was, but she could certainly.
12-year-old Chloe Chanel.
Yeah, she was certainly good, and when I got there was a long line for so everybody seemed to have a really good time. I had a good time.
Yeah, I did too, and I didn't realize as many people enjoyed crawfish as they do. Last year we got 800 pounds and sold them out, and this year we went to 1,200 pounds, and I think
The last
pretty
time
much
I
sold
asked
out.
Josh how much they had left, that was about 7. He said he had 80 pounds left at that time, so I don't know if he got what he got to, but it wasn't much left.
It wasn't much left, no.
And the pizza was good too.
The pizza was good too. Yeah, that was for people who didn't like the crawfish.
Right.
Judy, on your graduating class on May the 7th, where is that location going to be?
Here.
Here?
We're gonna do
Okay.
it here. We're gonna have it catered just for luncheon to
Okay.
come in and
And then at the Dave's Catfish, is that in the AM or PM?
AM.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Anything else?
Thank you, Judy, I appreciate it.
Thank you, and thank the city and the council for all that you do for the chamber. Thank you.
Once a year, the city gets its share of what's called the Alabama Trust Fund. If you look at paragraph 2 up there, it's also called the 666 Fund, but for lack of a better term, we don't use that term. You can see that the amount distributed in the first paragraph is over $15 million. The city's share is $48,294.95. It's restricted to capital improvements only, and in the past, we've always put this into the street improvement fund, which supports paving and certain drainage projects. So we'd like permission to go ahead and continue with this and put this money into the street improvement fund.
That was 48,000, John?
48,294.95.
The offer motion that we, put this 48,294.95 into the street improvement fund.
Second.
Have a motion by Councilman Watson, seconded by Councilman Barton. Any discussion?
Yeah, I got a question. When you put that into the street improvement fund, does that become a part of their budget?
It's not budgeted, it's just a fund
No.
used for paving and drainage.
Right
There is
now,
no real
basically, I
budget.
think the street superintendent pretty much control their budget and how they're gonna spend money that sometimes,
Well, for instance, if Craig comes to me and said, I have a culvert caved in on X street, you know, we can go in there and get him working on that culvert, these things like that. If we have a shortfall in paving, we can pull the money out of there for certain paving projects.
When we do bids for streets, we do it here.
Further discussion? Councilman Poole?
Yes.
Councilman Cotton?
Yeah.
Councilman Littles?
yes.
Councilman Watson?
Yes.
Councilman Barton?
Yes.
Motion passes. Thank you.
Next item is a resolution to appoint a new fire chief, and, which means that our present fire chief is retiring, that's Chief Lawrence Weaver. And Lawrence and I guess I've known him since I was a child. We went to the school together all these years, and I asked Lawrence a little while ago exactly how long had he been associated with the fire department. 1970. And so he became a full-time fireman in 74? 75. So, that's many years of his service, and we're going to have another day to recognize that. But, today I just want to let you know how much we appreciate it. You've been a great service to the city for a long time, and I want to thank you for it. And we have a resolution for an internal promotion, and I'm recommending that we promote Captain Jeffrey R. Salter, Fire Chief.
I make a motion for the approval of the promotion.
Second.
Have a motion by Councilman Cotton, seconded by Councilman Barton. Any discussion? Councilman Poole?
Yes.
Councilman Cotton?
Yes.
Councilman Little?
Yes.
Councilman Watson?
Yes.
Councilman Barton?
Yes.
Motion passes. Congratulations.
Look forward to working with you. Great. Chief, we'll have a swearing-in ceremony not in too distant future.
Maybe a few swears, too. In the past, as the council is full aware, we've been selling refuse bags, trash bags, whatever you want to call them, to the general public. These are containerized at 50 per box with ties. The same solicitations went out. As I was told, we have few remaining. What you see on the wall are the bids that have come back. Dynapack Corporation, as you see, is $5.92 a box. They are the vendor that has the current stock, which we are selling now. We do sell them for $7 a box, so there wouldn't be any cost passed on to the public. So there are a couple of options you could do with this, but we're told that we do want to continue this, so if you wish to continue it, this is the resolution that would approve Dynapack receiving the award for the bid. Total is $18,944 for 3,200 rolls.
I make a motion for the bid of the tabulation of resolution number 14-0428-1.
Second.
I have a motion by Councilman Cotton, seconded by Councilman Littles. Any discussion? Councilman Poole?
I'm voting no. I'm not against the bid. I'm voting no because I don't think the city needs to be in the business of selling product that private businesses in town can sell.
Councilman Cotton?
Yes.
Councilman Littles?
Yes.
Councilman Watson?
Yes.
Councilman Barton?
Yes.
Motion passes.
I call him Steve Uhouse. Let somebody wake him up.
I'm looking over here. I'm pretty awake, but I don't see a name on here.
No.
It's not on there.
Lab in the bush.
Well, that's, I read.
We're on the wrong. I'm sorry, Steve. I'm looking at a different resolution. I pronounced that different from yours.
This next thing we have is a lease name change for Low Country Adventures.
This is where Burnt Corn Creek and Trail that we approved last year was a partnership between two gentlemen, and the one that was furnishing the horses decided to go in a different direction, and so this is now for the canoes and kayak under the new name.
Need a motion to approve that?
Yeah.
Make a motion to approve resolution 14-0428-2.
Second.
I have a motion by Councilman Barton, second by Councilman Watson. Any discussion? Councilman Poole?
Yes.
Councilman Cotton?
Yes.
Councilman Littles?
Yes.
Councilman Watson?
Yes.
Councilman Barton?
Yes.
Motion passes. Next thing is hot off the presses, and we have an approved ABC application for Acapulco Mexican Restaurant. The restaurant location is going to be in the former Orleans Po' Boys building. The applicant is Angela Jackson Rivas, and she is in the audience here if you have any questions. You can see by the application that ABC Board has approved this as a transfer of the license since the building was never closed and the license vacated. And pending any other discussion, we recommend that this be approved, and this is the resolution to support that.
Make a motion that we approve the transfer of alcoholic beverage license from Orleans Poll Board to Angela Jackson Rivas.
Second.
I have a motion by Councilman Little, second by Councilman Barton. Any discussion? Councilman Poole?
Yes.
Councilman Cotton?
Yeah.
Councilman Little?
Yes.
Councilman Watson?
Yes.
Councilman Barton?
Yes.
Motion passes. Thank you.
And best wishes.
Any announcements, gentlemen? Okay, hearing none, I have one comment. Reverend H.K. Matthews would like to address the council concerning traffic. Reverend Matthews.
Thank you.
He's got to comply with all this.
Good afternoon, Mr. Mayor and members of the council. I'll give you an opportunity to kind of glance over that. And of course, I'll also read it, and that's not questioning your intelligence, but in order for it to get out, probably the only way would be for me to read it to you. And first of all, I'm keenly aware that this problem is not the city's problem. But this is the only outlet that I know that I can use, or we can use as citizens, to kind of get it to where it's supposed to be. And I'm also keenly aware that Representative Baker, I believe, has done about all he could do with this situation. But allow me just to read this. Now, you can tell it's old because when it was written, our area code was 334, and that's been a long time. This was addressed to Mr. Joey Nunley, Department of Transportation, P.O. Box 230, Evergreen, Alabama 36401, October 6, 2001. Dear Mr. Nunley, several months ago, almost a year now, I called you about what I perceive to be a serious traffic hazard at the corner of Highway 41 and Underwood Street here in Brewton. My explanation at that time was that people, for the most part, traveling west on Underwood Street and turning south onto Highway 41 had a complete disregard for persons traveling east on Underwood, going straight across or turning south onto Highway 41, in that they would turn in front of those persons who would have the right-of-way. My concern at that time, and is at this time, is that someone is going to eventually get seriously hurt or killed at that intersection if some kind of signal, preferably a four-way stop sign, is not put in place. At the time of our conversation, you promised me that you would come and look at the traffic pattern and get back to me. Perhaps you have looked at the situation, but to this date, I have not heard anything from you regarding this problem. That's been almost 14 years ago. I would certainly appreciate the courtesy of some type of reply from your office. Thanks for your time and consideration concerning this very serious matter. I'm coming back again because since this letter was written, there has been at least one fatality at that intersection. There have been at least 4 accidents that were near fatalities, people who suffered injuries at that intersection. Not too long ago, about a couple of weeks ago, an official vehicle belonging to the city turned in front of an automobile with no flashing lights, no siren. So I'm real concerned that persons who are supposed to be upholding the right sometimes are totally disregarding life and limb at that intersection. I don't know what else to do except maybe to try and call some public attention to that situation through some other means. You've done what you could do, but I wanted to come, I didn't know where else to go, so I came back to you. We have witnessed people, I have, your brother was there, Mr. Barton, at the scene of a fatality at that intersection. Somebody is going to be seriously injured again. I'm just praying it's not me. And I know you don't want it to be you. But something needs to be done at that intersection. It's a disgrace that for 14 years, I have been trying to get something done there. Nothing has been done. You know, it looked like it would be a simple matter to either put a caution light there or to put a 4-way stop sign there. People from out of town, and I've witnessed this also, traveling 41 will get to that intersection not knowing exactly what to do, and sometimes they stop going, north or south. They stop. And then that vehicles coming west on Underwood stop. But that's very seldom do they stop coming west on Underwood. They come, and I think they think that stop means skid tires on pavement. They don't think it means stop. And it's totally frustrating, to say the least. And I don't know why I'm bringing to you gentlemen. Yeah, I guess I do. I want it out there. And I know that a media outlet has not said much about it, even from the times that I've been here. But the public needs to know what's happening at that intersection. And I'm going to keep coming back and back and back, or going somewhere. Well, I'm not so sure about that. I think there are other avenues if we can't get something done at that intersection. Not blaming you, because that's not your purview, but I'm bringing it here to try and get it out again before somebody else gets killed.
Yeah, I'd like to say one thing, Reverend, as you know, I wrote a note to our representative who got the highway department involved, but over the years in my dealings with the highway department, it seemed to me that the only way I was ever effective in anything, and it seemed like it always took forever, was to go to Montgomery and meet with the head of the highway department. If you want to, and if some of the neighbors in that area want to, I'm sure Representative Baker, myself, and maybe some members of the council would be happy to go to Montgomery with you and meet with him. Mr. Cooper's a pretty fair man. Vince Calametti, who works this area, would normally come up for that meeting. That normally brings additional pressure to bear. I'm not sure of the date, but it's my understanding that the governor's coming to Brewton before too long. That doesn't normally seem to me that gets a lot of results. Usually dealing directly with the head of the highway department, but if you want to set that up, I'll be happy to facilitate that.
I would certainly be happy to go. I have no reservations at all about going, because I'm concerned about people.
Sure.
And we've already, as I said, we had one death there. We've had 4 additional accidents that could have easily resulted in somebody being killed. And, I mean, they come, and it's a total disregard. They don't care. They just turn right in front of you. You know that you're going across, or either got your signals on to turn right, and they'll just cut right across in front of you.
Well, I will get with Representative Baker, get some dates, and get back with you and see what works for you.
I would certainly appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
No further comments at this time.
Motion we adjourn.